Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well today. I thought today, rather than go for a ride to some location in Winnipeg, I would not do that because it is falling slush for most of the day. But what I did want to do is this time of year, it's when we mostly want to get our bikes out and start to get ready. I know there's snow on the ground, but now is the time to go to the local bike stores and start making those preps. But before you go off, there's a few things that you really want to do before you pull your bike out and go for a ride or go to the local bike store. One is wash your bike off. You might have put it away in the fall, going, I'm done with this. Put it away, it's still dirty, still greasy. So give it a good wash. Check for any damage, any cracks in the frame, those kinds of things. And then lubricate the drivetrain especially. Make sure that that's all ready to go. The next thing to do is, of course, check your tires and make sure that where the tires are not worn too badly, inflate them up, make sure they hold air, give them a spin, see if they run true, those kinds of things. Check the spokes just quickly to make sure none of them are broken or completely loose. They go through the brake pads. The next thing, of course, is check the brakes. Super safety important thing to do, because if you can't stop, you got a big problem. Make sure they're not too spongy. Make sure they work. Look at your brake pads. Look at your brake cables. Make sure your cables are all in good shape. Check your brake pads out. Make sure that they are still got space to them or need to be replaced. Once that's done, do what often is called an M check. So follow an M across your bike and just check all of the bolts. Those bolts that require specific torque, make sure that you get a chance to try those out. Check all the bolts for your rack and things like that. The bolts that hold your brakes on, the bolts that hold your seat up, down to the cranks, and the bolts that hold your cranks on, your pedal bolts, all the bolts through here, especially your headset and your handlebar bolts. Make sure that those are tight so you're not going to crash with your handlebars coming off, those kinds of things. Then take a look at your drive chain. Just pick up the back, pedal around, shift, and make sure that you go through all of your gears without a lot of noise, clicking, those kinds of things. The chain still works. Check your derailleurs out to make sure that they work out. Make sure that all of your cables, again, are not broken. Make sure your housing is not broken, your cables are not broken, they're not frayed. Then lubricate your chain, or make sure that your chain is lubricated. Check your chain for chain wear. There's a special tool for doing that, but if you don't have the tool, if you've got a foot rule, you can measure using that. I'll give you the information down below. If you've got suspension, make sure your suspension is working as expected, your offsets are right, the pressure is right, the feedback is correct. If you've got a dropper post, make sure it's working. Make sure that the bolts are tightened on your seats. Once that's done, check out your accessories. If you've got lights, do your lights actually work? So if you're caught out after dark, that they work. Your reflectors are still on, those kinds of things. Your bell, of course, works. Fit, make sure that your bike is still set up for you. If you put it away in the fall, it probably will still work, but just, step over, make sure that it works. Go for a little short ride to make sure. Once that's done, your bike is nice and clean. You know what all the problems are. If you want to do the work yourself, you can. Or now you know where there's issues, you can take it to your local bike store and ask for very specific things instead of going, oh, can you just fix this? And they'll give you a service that may not be quite what you want. Before you go for a ride, safety check. Brakes work. Cables are attached. Your QR or your wheel mounting points, your axle bolts, they're all tight. So nothing untoward is going to happen. And then just give your handlebars a little check to make sure that they're tight. Every time you go out, do those last few things. Safety check, brakes, cables, QR or wheel tightness, and your handlebars. Give your bike just a quick going over before you go off this spring. and then go and enjoy exploring the city. We'll talk to you all soon. Bye.